Welcome, Libra, to your Astro Dice reading for June. Hope your friends are doing great out there. If you friends like this, please like and subscribe. Let's see what's going on with you, my friends. Best message coming in. Let's move this up just a little bit. There we go. Best message coming in for June. We have the 5th house coming out, talking about that love, romance, things that you create with Saturn. A lot of people are getting Saturn this month with Sagittarius energy. Lots of Saturn. Very interesting. So the part of you that accepts the challenge to gain the wisdom, I have a lot of people are accepting this challenge to gain the wisdom over here. Okay, going straight into Sagittarius energy. The energy imbues power, superior confidence, and enthusiasm with faith, good fortune, and authority. And going straight into that 5th house where you have fun, romance, and create things you are proud of. Let's see what's going on over here. Okay, best messages coming out, please, for the beginning of the month, middle of the month, and the end of the month, going straight to the beginning of the month. The part of you that accepts the challenge to gain the wisdom through the 5th house. Interesting. So what is going on here? It does feel like, okay, there's a little bit of weakness going on. Could be dealing with a Leo, some kind of fire sign, guys. But it does feel like you see this weakness within the situation. The challenge in itself that you're trying to gain the wisdom from is definitely a little weak. Not feeling as courageous as you should at the very beginning of the month. Or they are just definitely weak, right? Whatever it is in the 5th house, it's weakened for sure. Wanting to nurture this situation, the 3, having the imprints coming out over here saying, but I know that there is some kind of abundance that can be had. Really trying, and I feel it's a kind of a power struggle. That's what I'm feeling. Think about it. If you're feeling weakened over here, but you really want to be abundant, you really want the prosperity, you know things can have the churn around, then that is definitely a power struggle. So feeling like you are in a power struggle to gain the wisdom that you need to know in the 5th house. Yep, trying not to allow the temptation to take over. So definitely, there it is, power. It's definitely a power struggle. This is trying to get past any kind of personal beliefs that maybe someone has given you. There could be, I don't know why I want to say that, but for some of you, it could be that someone is definitely trying to come back to you, trying to ask for forgiveness for the situation within a romantic situation, but it feels like there is a power struggle within yourself because you have to gain the wisdom to understand, do they really mean so? Are they being truthful? Is this really going to work? Take it how it recognizes, resonates for you, because you do see this big power struggle. The temptation is the devil, which causes power as well and struggle as well. It's its own power struggle. So it does feel, yeah, that this is where it's like, you know what? I'm not sure what it is, but I really want to nurture this situation. I really want to be prosperous with this, gain the abundance, do the things that needs to be done, having the overall, yep, compassion. It does feel like somebody is coming back to you, trying to comfort you, trying to give you compassion. It does feel like you are kind of in the healing area, but you're trying to use as much as your intuition as possible because you do care about the situation, but they definitely have you in some kind of personal belief. I do believe that either they're bringing their personal beliefs to you, trying to tell you exactly how it is, and that's where the power struggle is going, or you're trying to use your own intuition and personal beliefs to say, I see what's going on within the situation, but I have to actually gain the wisdom to understand. So really having your intuition, really trying to pop up, really trying to look deep within this cup and say, what is it that you really want from me? What is it that is really going on? Right? If you really care for me, why are you doing this? Right? Absolutely, it could be within it. It's definitely within the love relationship. It is definitely talking about that romance, any kind of relationship that you have. It feels like you are trying to be, trying to be at mercy of the situation, trying to trust your gut instinct, trying to build that intuition up to say, you know what, but I really do see or trust in that, that intuition that you have. There is some forgiveness though, so it does feel like this person really wants your forgiveness, but I felt like that in the very beginning. Somebody wants your forgiveness. Someone's putting you in a power struggle because they want you to see, I want you to forgive me, but you're saying, I'm not sure. Because look at what you've done. Look at what you've done. Could be a family member who has done this, right? But we're also talking about the romantic area of your life, so the family member could be your spouse, your husband, your wife, or someone who wants to be there, or someone who is, very close to becoming your husband, your wife. You see them as, it could be a long-term relationship that you're seeing over here, right? But it's kind of crazy because I see the contribution over here, and it's almost like they're contributing to your personal belief. They're contributing to your fears, to your anxieties. You want me to forgive you, but why are you causing all of this? They were what caused it. Yeah. So you feel like if it wasn't for you, right, continuing to say these things, I wouldn't be in such a power struggle. So I do feel like they're still doing something to contribute to why you're in a power struggle. If they're asking for forgiveness, but yet they're still doing the same things, that would be contributing to what you believe. Well, you tell me you want me to forgive you, but yet you're so weak, and it feels like almost to the point too, maybe their forgiveness is weak. The mid-month, you do have partnerships and alliances. This is definitely on that romantic area. And it could be, trying to create some fun, trying to create, something. Okay, and finding the balance. Ooh. So with the partnerships and alliances, definitely going to start finding the balance for the prosperity begins. So it looks like, hey, well, you know what? We're coming back together. Just a little bit. At least I'm getting the inner wisdom to the situation. You're finding the balance of what is going on, right? If they're contributing to the negative feelings and you're not really sure about the situation, it does feel like whatever's going on will definitely come to light. So let's see. Partnerships and alliances in the mid-month is definitely standing your ground, taking control over the situation. So definitely letting them understand what your security is, standing your ground in its own way of having control over, right, this situation. It's just going to be that. It's just literally what it is, right? I have the control of what it is I need to be in control of, because I'm not going to let you have any more of my emotions at this time and feel like you're going to be in control of the situation. So you don't want to make a trapping of yourself or them, right, for any kind of unhealthy relationship. So it does feel like you're trying to make the healthy relationship as much as possible, but you don't want to be tempted, right, by anything negative. You don't want to be tempted by them. You know what? They say that they forgive, they want forgiveness. We'll see how this is going to work. Trying to find the balance within the situation, keeping your emotions at bay. Wow. Trying to keep yourself at an emotional tolerance level, right? Feeling like, okay, you know what, we're going to, because it does feel like, you know what, I'm trying to tell you I'm caring. I am nurturing the situation. I do want to listen to the situation. Trying to stay emotionally balanced with the prosperity, but there has to be some truth that's coming out. Now, here comes the truth to the situation. Now, this is crazy, because this says the part of you that accepts the challenge to gain the wisdom is the truth. The truth is the prosperity, is the Ace of Coins. So what is the truth? Please tell us the truth. Tell us the truth, please. What is the truth to the situation? What is it? They want to tell their truth, and it feels like you may want to tell your truth. But however the truth is, let's see what the truth is. One of the truth is, I do have anxiety and worry. You do cause me despair. So it's either you or them, you will know. And the other truth coming out is, I feel empty without you. Ace of Cups upside down. I feel empty without you. I feel like I'm repressing my emotions. I don't feel comfortable without you. That's I love you. Yeah. It's definitely I love you and I want this to work. So they definitely are repressing, or you are. So whichever one you are, you know who you are. Do you feel empty without them? Or are you worried and depressed without them? Somebody's staying up at night, really worried, insomnia, feeling horrible, in despair that this is not going to happen, hopeless situation. I don't know if this is ever going to work. I don't know if it's going to be, fruitful again. Or are you repressing your emotions and completely just kind of emotional loss, blocked, right? And feeling empty. I really feel this is you, and I really feel this is them. But it doesn't have to be, right? You know which one is you. And that was the truth. And that's what the truth is going to be spoken. That's where you're going to find out the wisdom. Wow. When they speak their truth and we have this conversation, I'm going to realize how much they actually do care for me. They really are. You know what? They're contributing to all this stress, contributing to all this stuff, but they do want forgiveness because they definitely, want the progress. They want the progress. They want this relationship to expand. They want the second chance. They want that. Wow. Yeah, they want reconciliation. That's them. They want this new beginning with you. They want to, start again. There's a enthusiasm deep within themselves that's coming from the Sagittarius, right? That's saying, I really want this. But I think that in some ways you do too, because it's showing you're nurturing the situation. Now, if you know that it's not you nurturing the situation, then it's them, right? Guys, always just change the energies around, okay? Just going off the way the energies are made, but energies flow and to and fro, okay? This is a general reading. Just picking up energies. You're going to have healing begins. Healing begins because I'm not sure exactly how we're going to collaborate. I'm not really sure how we're going to really be joyful and happy until I really feel like I'm healing. But I want to have the conversations. I'm ready to listen. I'm ready to talk about this. I'm ready to get this back to where it needs to be. Throat chakra open. Also on the creative mode. Might even be trying to heal creatively. But however it is, it's trying to find the joy, the happiness inside. The magician, taking action where action is needed, right? Powering up, using the clarity and trying to build that self-will to say, you know what, things are going to happen. But with the share the love, there's not much joy in the end of the month. You're finding that self-discipline within yourself. Working, feeling like you work towards this relationship with no reward. You know how they feel about you, but it just feels like, where are you? I need to talk to you. I need us to have more conversations, because remember, somebody is repressing their emotions, which is probably repressing a lot of their communication as well, right? So there does feel like through the communication, there's still this disharmony. There's still this place where you need to heal together. We need to align together. Otherwise, it's just going to be conflict and bad choices over and over again, right? Somebody may even be fearing having this conversation because they don't, I still think it's your person, because they don't want, they're repressing those emotions and they don't want the emotions to come out too much. I don't understand why. Why? If they really want to be with you and they really are showing that they love you, then why are they holding back on the love conversation so much? Could be dealing with a water sign, for sure. It's got Pisces written all over it. If you guys are dealing with a Pisces or a Scorpio, this has got Pisces and Scorpio all over it. Even Cancer doesn't go this repressive. Could be, but in seriousness, this reading has Pisces and Scorpio all over it, because when it comes to any kind of emotions, they want to go under the water, or they want to push themselves. Scorpio wants to push themselves into a corner and kind of like just sit there, right? And don't want to come out. Really keeping that inside themselves. Could be, no matter what this is, or has a lot of that in their chart, right? Right now, the signs I'm going with, because of the way they're repressing their energy, I'm going Pisces, Cancer. Actually, I'm going Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, Virgo. Really repressing these energies. Do not want to, yes, because they're repressing these energies because they are disconnecting from the world to reevaluate what's going on in meditation world. But that doesn't help you when they're not wanting to open up. So you're going to say, the truth comes out that you open up to tell me how you feel in the mid-month. Then you're hiding. That's literally what they're doing. They're hiding. So it just makes you feel like the Wheel of Fortune is what? It's resisting change. It's doing the same thing over and over and over again. And all you want to do is have the conversation so you can break the cycle. Get out of this negative phase so that the love can really shine through, right? But they're going to sit in their quiet power. Yeah, they're sitting in their quiet power, looking at their truth. Emotional disconnection. The only emotions that they have is what's building within themselves, but they don't want to share that with anyone. Yeah. So you have to wait until they come out of their water world. I'm really going Pisces over here for some of you. It really reminds me of Pisces under the water world. Just shut down. Completely shut down. Leave me alone until I contemplate. But, yeah, because they have the disconnect. 4 of Cups. But they have to understand with the 4 of Cups, that they have that Ace of Cups. They have the Ace of Cups. This is where they feel that the Ace of Cups is repressing that emotions, hiding out, not allowing the Ace of Cups to shine. Because the Ace of Cups is actually right above his head. He's sitting down looking at all the spilled milk, all the emotions, all the things that are going on within his life and not looking up to see the Ace of Cups that the Lord is giving him. Right? So he wants to keep that drained instead of allowing that to shine, allowing that to rebuild, allowing himself to grab that. So that's, in the love department, that's not a very good thing because they're actually making themselves more stuck and making you feel stuck than need be. That's really what this is. You're feeling stuck, they're feeling stuck, but there's really, because of the communication, you know as well as I do that this does not have to really happen because we already had a truthful conversation once before where we wanted to reconcile. We wanted that new beginning, and then you just kind of took, I'm going to say they kind of took off, went quiet, because it says quiet power. Absolutely. Okay, guys. Kind of going through their own thing over here. And that's really what it is. They need to get out of their head and need to work this out. They need to work this out so that they can become more self-disciplined with themselves, but they're not. They're allowing their emotions to control the situation instead of allowing communication to help the situation. Right? Okay. Until next time, my friends. Peace and love. Bye-bye.